Welcome to the Explainer. Think about it for a second. Every single click, every login, every message you send, it all travels through this huge digital world that's just filled with hidden dangers. So today we are diving headfirst into the landscape of cyber conflict. We're going to look at the threats, the defenses, and the people who stand guard over our digital lives.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get the lay of the land, the digital battlefield itself. Then we're going to dissect what an attack actually looks like, to understand the enemy's moves. After that, we'll see how we build our defenses, meet the experts on the front lines, and finally, we'll crack open their toolkit. All right, let's jump right into this battlefield. And the first thing we need to do is figure out what exactly we're all trying to protect out here. When you strip it all down, cybersecurity is really just the art of protecting our digital world from people who shouldn't be there. And we're talking about everything, right? From your personal photos all the way up to a country's power grid. It's all about keeping those digital doors locked. Now, you got to understand that the word hacker isn't automatically a bad thing. Really, the line between a cybervillain and a cyberhero comes down to two simple things: permission and intent. Black hats are the bad guys, breaking in illegally for money or just to cause chaos. But white hats, they're the good guys. Companies actually hire them to break into their systems, find the weak spots, and help fix them before a real attacker can get in. Okay, so if those are the players, what kind of weapons are they using? Let's take a look at the anatomy of a cyber attack and see the most common ways they try to get past our defenses. You've probably seen this one. Phishing is one of the most common and, honestly, one of the most effective attacks out there. It's not about breaking code. It's about tricking people. It's a con game that preys on our trust to get us to hand over things like passwords or credit card numbers. And here's a perfect example of how they do it. Look at the language here. Urgent, suspended, immediately. This whole message is designed to make you panic. The whole goal is to get you to click that link before you even have a second to think about what you're doing. It's pure psychological manipulation. So the real difference here is how they attack. A virus is kind of like the flu. It's built to replicate and spread from file to file, just infecting everything it touches. A Trojan, though, is much sneakier. Just like the myth, it pretends to be something useful to trick you into letting it inside. But once it's in, it opens a secret back door for the attacker to waltz right through. Okay, imagine a popular store, but 1,000 people who aren't buying anything suddenly block the entrance. Real customers can't get in, right? Well, that's pretty much a DDoS attack. Attackers use a whole network of infected computers to just flood a website with so much junk traffic that it completely buckles, shutting down the service for everyone else. Knowing the threats, well, that's half the battle. So now, let's flip the script and talk about the other half: how we build the digital walls and shields designed to stop these attacks cold. A firewall is one of the most fundamental defenses we have. It's basically a digital gatekeeper that stands between your network and the wild west of the internet. It checks everything coming in and everything going out, and based on a set of rules, it decides what's safe and what gets blocked. It is your absolute first line of defense. Now, this is a really clever tactic. A honeypot is basically a trap. Security pros will set up a fake system that looks like a really juicy, easy target. When the attackers take the bait and go after the honeypot, the security team can sit back and watch, studying their every move, all without putting any of the real data at risk. On a personal level, your password is your front door lock. And while it might seem simple, following these 4 rules, making it long, using a mix of cases, numbers, and symbols, makes it incredibly difficult for automated attacks to guess. Seriously, this is one of the single most effective things you can do for your own security. But all this technology is just one piece of the puzzle. The real solution involves people. So let's meet the experts who are out there fighting this digital battle for us every single day. Just look at that number, a 33% projected growth rate for security analysts. That's just staggering. It tells you everything you need to know about how critical these jobs are becoming. As more of our lives move online, the demand for skilled people to protect it all is just exploding. And there's a huge variety of roles. You've got ethical hackers who are on offense trying to break things. Then you have security architects, the master builders who design the defenses from scratch. And at the very top, you have the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer. They run the whole show, making sure the company is safe, while also navigating all these complex rules and regulations, like GDPR for protecting customer data, or HIPAA for keeping health records private. So what are these pros actually using every day?
Let's take a little peek inside their digital toolbox and check out a few of their go-to gadgets. Think of Nmap as the scout. Before you do anything else, you send in the scout to map out the terrain. That's Nmap. It helps an ethical hacker get a clear picture of the target network, finding any open doors or windows before they plan their next move. Okay, so if Nmap is the scout, then Wireshark is the microscope. It lets you capture and zoom in on the tiny individual packets of data that are flying across a network. It's unbelievably powerful for figuring out what's going wrong or for analyzing exactly what an attacker is trying to do. And this one, Burp Suite, is an absolute must-have for testing websites and apps. It basically sits in the middle between your web browser and the server and lets a security tester catch, inspect, and even change the data going back and forth. It's how they find the hidden cracks that a hacker would love to exploit. So we've looked at the threats, the defenses, the pros, and their tools. But all of this brings us to one final, really important question. With all this technology, what's still the single weakest link in any security system? When it comes right down to it, technology can only take us so far. The best firewall in the world can't stop one person from clicking a bad link. The most powerful tool we have will always be a smart, cautious, and well-informed user. And you know what? That's you. Your awareness is the ultimate defense.